Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this channel, Adult CSL Online Learning. I'm Dr. Hernandez Smith. In this video, we are going to complete this worksheet. This worksheet will have us analyzing two texts. The first text is Home is More Than a Building, and the second text is Meals and Smiles. Here is Home is More Than a Building, and my notes from another reading. Home is more than a building. Claypool, Arizona. A few months ago, Pedro Ramirez, 45, lost his job in a grocery store. To pay the bills, he got a part-time job at night. Several days later, Pedro's wife, Luisa, gave him a big surprise. She was pregnant with her third child. Pedro was happy but worried. How am I going to support another child without a full-time job? He wondered. That evening, Pedro and Luisa got some more news. A fire was coming near their home. By the next morning, the fire was very close. The police ordered every family in the neighborhood to evacuate. The Ramirez family moved quickly. While Pedro was gathering their legal documents, Luisa grabbed the family photographs and the children put their pets, a cat, and a bird in the family's van. Then the family drove to the home of Luisa's sister, 1 hour away. About 24 hours later, Pedro and Luisa got very bad news. The fire destroyed their home. They lost almost everything. With no home, only part-time work, and a baby coming, Pedro was even more worried about the fire. For the next 11 months, the Ramirez family stayed with Luisa's sister while workers were rebuilding their home. Many generous people helped them during the difficult time. Friends took them shopping for clothes. Strangers left gifts at their door. A group of children collected $500 to buy bicycles for the Ramirez children. Because of all of the help from friends and neighbors, the Ramirez family was able to rebuild their lives. 2 months after the fire, Luisa mailed out holiday cards with this message: Home is more than a building. Home is wherever there is love. Meals and Smiles. Barbara Watson is 73 years old and lives alone. Barbara had an operation a few months ago. When she came home from the hospital, she couldn't walk or drive a car. Buying food and cooking meals were very challenging for her. Then a friend told Barbara about Meals on Wheels. Now Barbara has a hot lunch delivered to her house every day. She has a sandwich and salad delivered for dinner too. Meals on Wheels is an organization of volunteers. Every day they provide meals to people over the age of 60 who cannot cook or shop for themselves. Gordon Chen has been delivering meals to senior citizens for more than 4 years. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m., he picks up the food at the kitchen of a local school and delivers it to 10 different men and women around town. I love visiting with these people, says Gordon. Sometimes they don't have any other visitors all day. I'm always happy to see Gordon and the other volunteers, says Barbara. They help me more than any medicine. Meals on Wheels started in England in the 1940s and then moved to other countries. The program ensures that senior citizens eat more nutritious food by using fresh ingredients. Seniors pay a small amount for each meal, or meals are free for those with low incomes. Many different kinds of people volunteer for Meals on Wheels. Teenagers, college students, neighborhood groups, and even some retired people help to prepare the meals. Once the meals are ready, nearly 500,000 people deliver more than 1 million meals to seniors in the United States every day. and the volunteers do much more than transport meals. While I was volunteering, I also checked the safety and health of the senior citizens, says a former volunteer. When volunteers notice a problem, they call for help. And most importantly, with every meal, they deliver a smile. Number 1, what is the main idea of both articles? Strong and happy communities exist because of helpful people and services. Number 2, both articles describe problems that people have. Describe one problem from each article. Okay. Number 2, both articles describe problems that people have. Describe one problem from each article. Meals on Wheels delivers meals to people who cannot cook or shop for themselves. And in the second article, or in Home is More Than a Building, Pedro and Luisa had to depend on their family, friends, and strangers for help after they lost everything in the fire. Number 3, both articles describe how friends, families, or volunteers help people with problems. Describe 2 examples from each article. Okay, let's look at before you write. Okay, number 2, both articles describe problems that people have. Describe one problem from each article. Home is more than a building. A family lost their house in a fire. Meals on Wheels. Meals and Smiles. There are people who cannot cook or shop for themselves. Number 3, both articles describe how friends, families, or volunteers help people with problems. Describe 2 examples from each article. Home is more than a building. The family, friends, strangers provided shelter. They also provided clothes and money. Meals and Smiles, the volunteers provided warm meals and a sense of security to their recipients. And they're different because one is providing, a hot meal, and the other problem was resolved by providing shelter and clothes and money. But the similarities is that they were volunteers to help people in need. And number 5, in your opinion, what is the most important thing that friends, families, or volunteers can do to help people who have problems? The best thing is to share the information with people. I think the best thing to do is to share the information and try to get as much help as possible to whoever needs it. And with the use of social media, you can really get a lot of attention and support to help your cause. Okay, now it says write a 1-paragraph summary of the 2 articles. Use the information from your graphic organizer. So let's take our first. Okay, here is the paragraph. Strong and happy communities have helpful services and people to help those in need. For example, Home is More Than a Building describes a family that lost their house in a fire. And Meals and Smiles describes people who cannot cook or shop for themselves. There are services that are available to help people who lose everything in a fire or natural disaster, and for people who are not able to cook and shop for themselves. Helping people who are in need of help is important to the community because it builds a sense of security, safety, and trust. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video gave you some practice, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.